I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is July 7, Monday, 2025. Hope you had a good weekend and a good day today. So we discussed pulling back here, and it pulled out obviously a lot deeper. We talked about, I thought it would be really bullish. It wasn't. We already did this in the holiday Friday, and after hours as well, right? And then thought maybe we'd come down here and then kind of bounce up. But what did they do? No, you have some. I talked about this first imbalance for the month. It's a very key level. What's right here? We have a breakout level right there. Boom, breakout. Plus, this is a sell model right here. So I understood that we had the equal lows here, and that's possible. But what we did is we didn't pull back and then get a new high. So right immediately that changes the idea of pushing up, right? Like right away like that. But the goal is, this is just, it's a new high and a retracement from this low. That's fine. You're in that range from here to here. I'm just showing you Thursdays. This is Fridays. No, this is, Thursday's video, obviously. But here, you'll see that we come right here, and then we tag this breakout level. So not only do you have these down candles, which is going to be also from this down candle on the daily, but you have the first imbalance and the solid square green, not the lines. The lines here I left because of the fact that until we're away from it is when I'm not really going to use it. You'll see me using it today beautifully to the first imbalance of the PM session. But again, very logical breakout level. And then we use some bodies to just push up here on the 1 minute with there. So let's take a look at it real quick. Let's jump into it. So another thing I want to mention is, whoops, this is backwards. The one thing I want to mention here is that it's the weekend, or it's the week after the holiday, right? And this is a big holiday. So because of all the situations going on and blah, 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 in reality, they're going to just pull back to then look for a buy. But that kind of messed it up as far as flow goes, I would say. But when you're seeing this push up, push down, push up, push down, this is high resistance. So you have two options, which is A, don't trade it. B, look for very specific setups, which is raids, equal lows and highs type of thing. And then, and so on, and then waiting for more key levels. So in this situation here, you can see right here, I buy this right here. Initially, I buy this. And it's shooting up, but it tags the midnight level. So this is the orange level right here, midnight level. Also, that could be the midnight level of the week. If you prefer, for your notes, if you prefer to use it as the open versus the big opening gap that would be the opening of the week here, that level. But more specifically, algorithmically, people use the midnight level. So you can drag that out for the rest of the week. Along with this, me personally, I use it, but I also use the opening, in this case, a gap. So the thing is with this price action coming down, coming back up, coming down, you can already see the fuckery here, right? Manual intervention at its finest today. But the logic of here was to say, okay, well, if we didn't keep pushing up here, this is specifically talking about 930, then we have a high chance of retracing back. Why? Well, you have some very obvious equal lows right here. So that's in the in the middle of the night type of thing. And then you had also these equal lows here, right? Look at the opening range gap. So this got created on Friday, I think, right? So we didn't trade. So you can see it's wide open and empty. We gapped up, and then they're using this as algorithmic inefficiency, but then also to be logically, if you look at this chart, you can see that we were also going to aim for this equal lows here, which is Thursday's lows, because of the fact that it was also non-farm. And very easy, if you watch Thursday's video, you'll see me catching a lot of those trades and letting non-farm go. You're going to understand that this is a very high chance. I didn't mention this, but this is very obvious in a way. So again, we didn't get to push up again. So in this trade, what I'm showing you, I already took this, pushed it right up to here and it stopped and it started coming against me. Couldn't screenshot it, couldn't really take it out. Boom, came back down. Now I understand why I was thinking that, because of the fact that I have this little swing projected that is not from here to here. You'll see me in the next trade having it highlighted. I did not highlight this swing. There's obviously, you have a multiple ways of doing it, but in this case, I was doing it because I expected to exceed more bullish. Obviously, we're bullish. We've already retraced back, and I was like, okay, you guys did enough job there. They could have dangled this carrot and left it, which if I was them, that's what I would have done. But another reason is because a lot of people are good traders. There are a lot of institutions as well that are even better than they used to be. And these levels, they're trying to shake us off their back. So in general, we were already sitting there and we hit we hit this last month's high, right? So that was the logic of popping up here. Okay, it failed. Once this failed, the way it failed, it's automatically suspect. But okay, cool. Look what happens. So you can see the 1 to 1.5, 2 to 2.5, 3.5 to 4, right? You can see that I have this as a minimum target. I would like for it to come down here because at this point, I understand not only do I have the opening range gap for me presented, but I understand that it's also matching on Friday's opening range gap. See that? So because of that, I expect this to be also possibly very strong. But look how they did it. Very bogus. And the thing is you, in these type of days of high resistance, you also want to take profit. You want to be done and you want to just wait. So in this case, you'll see, this is a good sign of waiting, but you'll see that we came down and we got into this 2 to 2.5. And even if I wanted to buy this for a moment to push up to see if it goes or if it fails, it wouldn't even let me. So, it's like, okay, fuck off, sit back. We got the 25% of the opening range gap on the premium side. It's being used today very well, and you can see that here. We have the first imbalance here. You got to include the gap. This is also going to be key. So much to say in this fucking day, dude. And it's like, okay. So anyways, what does it do? It pops up. Boom. I miss it. I'm not even messing with these people. Tags it again. See this? Tags it again. Then you get this inversion right here. And and while this is happening, I'm telling myself, well, if it's going to sell off, it's going to need to hold from this inversion. Okay. That plus once this comes down and shoots down, it doesn't take that out. See that? Creates that equal low. In this scenario, when I see something like this, and at that point they did sweep this guy here, right? But they did not sweep this guy. And you can also tell that it's going to retrace more because this sell model is sticking out like a sore thumb, plus this breakout. But in general speaking, and you'll see before even the price action happened today, I'm marking this area. Okay, so when this is tagging here, this area here, this is the sell. Sniped. What am I doing? Coming back for these equal lows because they gave me that gift. In general, you would want to see it run off. I don't like to see equal lows or highs in perfectly like that. But if I am with my bias heading that direction, in this case, which is going to be a sell, then that is going to work out beautifully. But look how they came all the way back and squeezed up, right? But there are lower lows and lower highs. So this is a lower high. That's a lower low. It pulls up for the lower high. That's just fake internal. Then you push down. It's just a low. It doesn't break it. Comes right back up. This area is protected because you expect it to be a lower high. And that's why I'm telling you about this first imbalance being as a resistance. So anyways, you come now, we're above it, below the actual first imbalance. We come underneath it. We're selling. There's an imbalance here. I didn't mark it, but we sweep that right there with this guy here, and we continue down. And I'm literally screenshotting it on this guy because this is what I'm looking for. All right, then guess what happens? Again, we're in the 2 to 2.5, and I don't take a buy here because at this point I am not bullish here. I am bearish because you're expecting this area down here. Plus we have those other levels that are on my chart with the green lines, which are those important highs in the past. Okay, now that I've said all that, then you'll come and then see this. You see me getting out right here. Look what they do. At this point, I do understand that there's a 1 hour imbalance in here. You can't see it on this chart. And then you want to see it come below it, but they did this bogus ass shit right here. See, they tag it first. I'm at that 50%. That was my goal. Then the price oh, by the way, I took a loss right here. Where is it? Here. So I took a loss here trying to come in at 50%. I had time involved as well. So here, took this, trying to get to here. Obviously, wish we would have synced down. It did not. Took me out. So I was at a losing day, in general speaking, because when this price came down, as it popped up and it tagged this 25% of the opening range gap, this one right here, you see the line, right? See how we tagged it perfectly right there? I tried to get in because of the fact that I'm trying to still seal this gap. And what does it do? Pops up. Okay, I'm like, okay, fuck off. Comes back again. Tags the first imbalance. I take this sell and then stops. This inversion is holding the price. You can see it holding right there. See that? It's not what I want to see. I want it to come underneath, and it held. Then this inversion held again. Then I lost again. Then I was like, I got these motherfuckers right here. I said, okay, come all up into this area here. This is a balanced price range right here. Want to see a lower high? If they were real deep, fine. Dude, I take this sell right here. Tell me why. I'm already done for the day. I'm like, fuck off. I'm literally, I take a loss again right here. Like I'm losing for the day at this point. A little bit of like, because I know what's going to end up fucking happening. I just don't know how they're going to deliver it. And I was really strong in the idea of coming down here. This is again why you should not trade this day. But my ego was involved, and it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. But at this point, I'm done because of the fact that you see, this is 11 o'clock. I understood that there could be a retracement, but I was hoping for a continuation into lunch, whatever. But this was a beautiful buy because when it shot up and it tagged this 25%, you can actually see a little shift in structure. And I knew that when I was taking this, but then, you just get married to an idea, and it's like, that's where you can go on tilt. Okay, cool. I'm already losing for the day. No big deal. It's been a while. And take a look here. I take this sell and I'm like, we're good. I'm going to just walk away, go to my lunch, because I was hungry, and it's Monday. I'm already lethargic to begin with for a 3-day weekend, especially we partied hard. And then this thing snipes me out right there. Tell me why. When it sniped me out right here, this fucking fat bitch right here, I'm downstairs. By the time I come downstairs and I'm getting lunch and I'm about to eat, I decide to look at the chart, and the price is now here. It's like 5 minutes later, and I'm literally checking it out while I'm eating, and sure enough, and I told myself, you're going to walk away. Let this thing do whatever it wants to do for now. And sure enough, seals it perfectly. I'm like, oh my God, you bastards. I was like, I knew it. But hey, all in 3 minutes, it came down, bounced up. Okay. And there's so much to say here, but I didn't draw it here at the time, but this was also a 15-minute imbalance right here. See this yellow? See this one right there? You'll see me have it marked in this screenshot. But right there, see that right there? So we're tagging in that, and it's the midnight level. I didn't have to draw because I knew it was the midnight level, so just to give you some clarity there. But anyway, shoot down. I'm like, come on, there's no news, there's no nothing. Yeah. Sellers and buyers did that, bro. Stop it. So then this is 1:30, this stupid candle. That's to show you there's an algorithm. So 1:30, the PM session kicks in and fucking shoots right to this. I'm not trying to catch that. I can't even catch that if I want to. So I'm sitting back, letting it do its thing. And here's the first imbalance right here for 1:30. Look how we tag, and we're tagging this area. Forget my trade right now. I'm just showing you the delivery. You see how the bodies are stuck under 50%, tagging the high of that first imbalance. So, and I drag it out. And then what do? They raid 3 drives there. So you got 1 big wick, 2 push back, push down 3. Now, where did we go? Well, now at this point, you can see that I have the projection on the whole swing, right? And I understood that. I just, for me being bullish, it is what it is. So I was using the other projection is what I'm trying to tell you. So anyways, 2.5, you can see how it came down to it. And as you see, another thing that what's happening here is, with this projection here originally, you see the 1 and 1.5, we come in there and we tag it. So then we push down again. So if it was really bullish, it should have just kept buying from here. Obviously, we didn't get that. So, okay, cool. So I'm a seller. So in this situation, I was like, okay, I'm a seller, period. Like I'm switching bias. I switched bias. Not like in the big picture, but in general for the short term. Because if we should have never got this. And you could see when it's pulling back in like that and then bouncing from here, this is high resistance. This is just lower low, lower high. It's just very hard to see it. But notice how we came to the 2 to 2.5 and we retraced again. But we retraced deep. So we don't make a new high. Well, this is the agenda. And you can see that I drag it out more here. I know that this is a very big potential. I think I mentioned it even Thursday as far as, or whatever day that was, maybe the day before that, about that first imbalance of the month. Fire. But I'm going to take this and run with it. Okay, cool. Let's go back to this. But this is my explanation of why I wanted to come and seal this as well. Because there's the equal lows of Thursday was this was a hair below here. That's why I would love this fuck. So see how they did me. Even though I knew what I was trying to do, they fucked me over and pushed back. I said, okay, cool. Okay, cool. No problem. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not buying this or doing nothing. Shoots down. So anyways, this is a lower low. All this bullshit. This is kind of like your 3 drives. 1, 2, 3. Tags the first imbalance. And then locks down the price. And sinks from that first right there of the PM session. And then it comes here. What am I doing here? Even when the price gets to that first imbalance that I've got dragged out from... obviously the beginning of the month, so that would have been July 1st, which was Tuesday. I'm seeing this hit here, and I'm looking at the wicks and the bodies sitting there. So I pull the trigger and I get in the wick. All right, typical. Comes up, boom, gets stuck underneath that little gap right there, and then it does another drive. I understood that this was a drive here, and that was a drive there, here. Okay. Now, I expected it to buy from here, and if it didn't, oh well, I understand it could be another rate. That's what they did. And look where they went. This is me being very, very specific. This is like the sickest shit you'll ever see on the internet. I guarantee it. But now I got the projection here. You got 3.5 to 4 here. I know I'm in there. I know that look at the bodies are kind of, are stuck inside that first imbalance of the month, but then we tag that area that I was telling you about, because I understand this is a sell model. We swept that, okay, and then we had that breakout area with the imbalance and to the tick. So I let it tag that green level. I dragged it out, okay, and then I expect, and here's an inversion here that this down candle, I didn't even draw it. I didn't need to. I'll draw in a second, but my goal is to immediately go. Then I end up getting a divergence here. I'm like, you fucking bitches. Anyways, also, by the way, this was a nice sell. That's why I was trying to catch this bitch, was because we were up here like this. Look how we had the lower high here, and then this is a divergence there as well. But you couldn't catch. I left it alone. I was like, oh my goodness. And they I was laughing my ass off, but look at this, sniping, hitting that level, okay, hitting that level to the tick, all right, and then we get the wick. I'm already in as soon as it crosses over the candle of the previous down candle. All right, we wick in, we're still good. We come up, we have this inversion, we have the body sitting there on the first imbalance, and then it's just gone. Where am I taking this to? I'm taking it right to this first imbalance of the PM session. Why? Because that's algorithmic. So from here to here, you can see I'm coming right to it, and then for me, I'm just dragging it up here. All right, and then it's 3 o'clock. Obviously it's gonna suck because it's the new hour that this thing can come back in or whatever it does. So I'm not playing with these people. I've already learned my lesson today, and this is me mitigating the loss that I took today, and getting into a profit situation. So, but I'm waiting for it to also just sweep this high. See that equal highs right there? Boom. Fucking right there, bro. And I'm squeezing it up. But I'm fine. I'm good with that. And call it a day. Oversold, overbought. You got it. The responsible thing for me is to take this out. Yes, I want to take it for an all-time high. Yes, I know it has a huge potential of that. But in the scenario that I'm in and what I've already went through today, trying to fight the battle, right? I understand that this is wide open for it to retrace back. And it did. It came back in. And especially this area here, you'll see this is why I'm squeezing it up. Now, here I did have a breakaway imbalance. I was hoping that this would stay empty and that this would be a measuring gap as well, and it did not work. It could still work if you use this area here. We'll see. I didn't do the analysis, but in general, this was me, and then where to go? It tags the 50%, and then I take the screenshot, right? So I'm squeezing this up. I don't give a damn what this thing does, go up or down. And then now let's take a look. I'm doing this because hopefully you are learning, and if you're new as well, you can't make that up, bro. So, anyways, there was a bear imbalance right here. I'm pretty sure this is it right here. So, right there, and that right there is exactly what you want to see here. First of all, you got the raid, but that first this bearish imbalance, using it as an inversion, the bodies are holding. We have that level as well of the low using as well. So that is a signature of what you want to see, especially closing above that imbalance of that the bearish one. And then sure enough, what did it do? Once I get out right here, I took the picture right here, didn't I? Hits the 50, right? What does it do? Retraces back, plays around, and plays around. And this is me trying to hold. Now, if I was trying to swing this, I would have kept holding this, okay? Because I'm bullish, right? We didn't know how far the retracement's going to go. In general speaking, this is the range. This low to this high is the range. Okay, come on. Okay. And then, did it drag it? Did it hit it? Yeah. So, coming to an equilibrium. Okay, bro. And just to show you, I don't think it hit at 61, but I think it did. Yeah, the 61 is laying on top of that level, on top of it. Oh my God! So to me, I don't know. I don't know if it wants to come down one more time because of the fact that might want to tag this daily imbalance one more time, the bullish one, and this gap here. That 61 is a little too perfect. If any Joe Schmo retail trader can buy that. I'm not saying it's not a bad trade. I bought it. I just didn't hold it, right? I mean, I held it up to here, which was beautiful. But either way, whatever. If they do, I expect it to keep pushing up and then this be an easy run. But the high resistance, you know that it's high resistance, and to back off when you see this type of shit here. High, low, another barely tags the high, doesn't take out the low, comes deep. I mean, that right there is high resistance. But if I was to draw the you obviously don't know what the structure is sometimes, but if I was to do that, once we broke here, okay, you can even look at it this way too. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say what the leg is pulling back. So let's just do it this way. Because what they did was when they broke here, that's why I used this. This is the first break right here, by the way. See this? See this? See this low, high break? Come right back, up candle. That is your first break right there. This is your second break. That's your third break over here, right? Hopefully you're following me here. But when I looked at this structure, and this is old school days, once you break this kind of low here, which is the swing that I've got. Oh no, I don't got projected there. I got it projected here. Not projected, I'm sorry. If I was to include this low as a break, see how we come down now, that low I'm talking about right there. When you do this, it broke here. And then it retraced up for a lower high. But you see how they put that a little internal high right there? Okay, cool. All right, so that's a short-term high. This is and you get a raid, and you get a push down for a lower low. Then this is the lower high. This is why I was trying to catch this, because of the fact that I knew I knew what they were going to come do, and I didn't expect it all done in 3 minutes when they smashed it. Okay, lower low. All this bullshit. This is just a lower high. They made an internal high, and then rated it, and then rated it. All right, you get that? Boom, finale. You see that? That's really what's happening here. And then I'm trying to buy up at the least, even if it's bearish. Okay, even if it's bearish, I want to come back up to this liquidity right here, because this was the easy sell. And they had an algorithmic delivery in price action making that happen here. So this is an internal lower high in the leg coming down. So they want to come and wipe that out. If you do a fib here, I'm pretty sure it's sitting at the 70. Who knows? But they were so bogus with this 130 candle. I was like, you guys are bastards. I'm just doing some basic fib work here. So there's your 70 right there. Bink. What's more important? You don't need the fib. You need the 50. I'm just trying to give you the understanding. So yeah, now I've talked my ear off. It's 26 minutes. Also, originally for me buying here, we what's it called? We had divergences already. Before the 930 candle came down, that was me being a little impatient, but at the same time, I understood that we were well above Nas and S&P were well above this low, and then Dow had took that low out. This is why at the time I had drawn it here. Can't remember, man, at the moment, but this was signaling me buying, and then I had this on Dow, this lower high here. This right here is how I switched my bias, actually. And we had higher highs here. All right, because I understood the high resistance in it pulling in. And this didn't pan out. So this was something to be deleted. And then this pushed up here with this higher low and Nas. And then here, right here, you'll see me in Dow here. I am continuing the order flow of understanding of us selling off. And I was trying to sell this bitch. And because at that point for me, it was kind of like higher highs here. I didn't draw that, but we'll do it like this, so it'll make more sense. All right, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and then dollar is still kind of playing around and looks heavy, but maybe waking up, so giving us a hard time. And just a pullback made sense. See how Dow does take out their Thursday. Oh, this is Wednesday's low, and we had Thursday's low, but they just pretty much took out the last 3 days. So, and the breakout level. So, okay, cool, no problem. We understood that was possible. Mentioned that this was on an overbought, and we're just getting a retracement. And then S&P, same story. So breakout level sitting in the gap. I don't expect it to come any lower, but there are minutes on FOMC Wednesday. So with FOMC on Wednesday, as far as trading goes, you really don't want to trade Monday and Tuesday. you would rather trade post FOMC. So that's another reason why you shouldn't really mess with this day. But as you see, if you sit back and you wait and you're patient and you see more um, understanding of probabilities of what can happen, look at that shit, dude. You know, for me, I would because they did that exactly on that level. That's one of the reasons why I took it out. But it makes me feel it's suspect to the point where they'll want to come back because they're going to try to entice everybody to buy here. By the time they rate it again and you're like, fuck it, I'm not buying, that's when they rip it up. So we'll see. It's a big wick, and I don't like that on the 1 hour, and then it's also on the daily. So Asia, London, you don't ever know what's going to happen here. Again, I would expect it to go up if I'm going to follow the flow, because in reality, the real structure is this. Man, I'm talking my ass off. So the retracement, you don't know if it's just going to retrace stop right here. That's why I was giving a shallow. And by the way, the seasonality, we shouldn't even be down here. It's July 7th. So we've already a full week into the month, and should already be going up. And that was the framework of what I was expecting. But so this is the retracement, right? And then, you know, a straight up high after that, right? Push up straight after that. That's the general flow of what I am looking at it now. Because in here, I'm like, okay, yeah, you bitches, you did these equal lows. This is wide open. We have the algorithmic understanding that I've just got done explaining all this video. So that was the move, is to, okay, it's Monday, let's pull back for the week, and then we'll see Monday or Tuesday as the low of the week. Hopefully it's just as far as that goes, and then it just pushes back up. Simple like framework here. Again, I don't know why the indicator didn't include this on my chart. I think it's because of the holiday. We'll see. But this is the new gap right here. So I don't know. I drew this manually. Usually it's purple and it'll just do it on its own. I don't know why I didn't do it. Let me see. Hopefully after today it'll pop up in there. But if I quad this opening gap, you'll see it. Well, I'm going to draw it. I didn't do it because it was just so much shit on the chart, man. I was like, come on. But matter of fact, let me just try to do it here. Right there. And then here. And then open it up. And then we'll just drag it over. And then you'll see us kind of playing around in there, but I'm going to just skip forward into here. All right. So you see, imagine if I had that on there, it'd look fucking crazy, right? So I was leaving it alone. But I understood like the extremities of the 25% level here. And this is the same idea. It's coming outside of the gap, but still sells off from there. Coming on the bottom, another thing that makes more purpose of it being a high resistance day, and you don't want to fuck with it. And then the imbalances, not too many. When you see not too many imbalances, you'll see that that's a high resistance day as well. But anyways, tagging it here. Let me move over it here. And then you could see here. This is, wow, I was trying to get this bastard right here. You see that here? This 25% sells off, comes right to you can see that right there, right? You see it comes right to the 25%. Impossible to catch. Comes right to it, sells again from right there, which was sick. Right, I'm talking about that area right there. Again, the 25%. And then we also have that 25% there. So you go and take a look at it if you want. I'm done talking. I got to make videos short, but I just, wanted to do the video here. And I explained this, didn't I? Yeah. And but this was sick. Look at this. Look to the tick there, right to there. I mean, that's not by coincidence. And I played the trade that way. So like, yes, I want to see this 130 high. I was going to try to hold for that. And I was like, nope, you're done. Take it the fuck off. Right? Because we don't know what's going to happen here, right? Still kind of early in the week. But just sick with it. And then as you see, Nvidia and everybody else was kind of tired. So that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because of the fact that with the summer being here, the news being here, we didn't get that explosive move up which you would expect in a very bullish scenario, especially seasonality wise. July, again, it's the 7th. We shouldn't be down here. We should be up. So we just kind of playing it. Maybe they're delaying it, and we'll say, okay, that's fine too. I'm still bullish. Yeah, I'm still bullish, but we don't know if they want to flash flood down a little bit more for the minutes and then continue back up, or does the minutes just push it back up? So that being all said, at this point, I guess I'll just draw it. But this is, now that we have a retracement, I don't want to see it come any lower. I just want to see it start pushing all the way up. Period. If we're bullish, that's it. That's it. There's nothing else I could say. You can see that last down candle here. That was why I also wanted to sell into it, because I wanted to hit the open of this down candle as down block, right? But and then also you also had more suspect situation when you had the Asia range. See the Asia range in this box right here? So the high and the low. So we swept the low, then we came up and we swept the high very, very faintly. And that's why this was a beautiful sell up here, right? So that's the other thing. You can see the speaker going on there. And then in a speaker day, you're going to see that, right? So as you see, we swept above and then we came below again, right? That's to show you high resistance, and you should. So the thing is, as I'm missing this, and I look at the chart, I'm like, these motherfuckers, they made me miss it, and I was trying to use that to get back into break even and be profitable, and sure enough, it was over with. So the price, even when obviously I missed this, I'm not playing with these people, I'm not involved, but when this happens, this is where you push your edge. Now, could it have kept coming lower? Sure. Was it realistic to come any lower? No. Why? They've done enough damage. The sell model here with the breakout, and these are specific fucking levels. Do you think that's random? That's not random, right? And I'm proving it by taking that trade. So again, a reason why I would have loved to hold it into the next day in the week to push up if hopefully this is the low of the week. But we ain't playing with these people, man. And also, let me delete this now. So this was the push up for the buy. Otherwise, it maybe wants to come a little bit lower. I mean, there's nothing else I can say being bullish. And I am bullish. If, I don't see anything unless they want to do one more drive and push. I just said that. Being bearish, I can't really call it. So another thing we want to say is that they said they're going to cut rates maybe in the year, right? So what I expect to happen is for us to bleed up, push up, buy until they switch that program, and then we sell off and maybe hit a recession, or when they cut that rate or whatever, or and then we'll get a major sell off then. But we can't really determine. Now I made a long video, so there is a gap in between this wick right here, and between the weeklies right here. See that? Which is this gap right here. See that? There's a gap. So I love that idea of if they wanted to come one more time down, then they would come into there. Look to your left. See how the weekly gap right there is sitting there? Maybe they'll come and tag it ever so slightly. I've already drawn this, I know that, but I'm just trying to show you that that's in between there. See that? In between there on the weekly. But there's bodies there, so but they might want to reference it again. Again, being bearish, I don't see it. Not right now. I just don't see it being bearish right now. So otherwise I should have did it like this. Who knows? And then roll over again, right? With another. Okay, I've talked a lot. Tired. And then also that 1 hour is what I was highlighting. And that was probably a good thing to seal, like in general. And then as you see at the moment right now, it is being held inside there. So I'm stepping away from the market, obviously, but matter of fact, I'm gonna leave that just for now. We'll see what happens here. and then we'll adjust these levels. I'm just leaving them the way they are now. And again, that's the all-time high. That's that high for it right here in February. And then I have it highlighted of the last month's high with that right there, the swing high right here that we busted through, and we're just retracing back in. So nothing too complicating, but that sell model panned out here, and then we're expecting a new high, to be honest with you. So maybe get this 4 hour to fall off hard already, or it has to bounce from the 50 like how it was doing here. I don't even think I mentioned that, but you can see that on the RSI there. And I beat a dead horse. You guys take care. God bless.